Hey there, the Half-Life 2 workshop just released. To celebrate it happening, I'll be showing you 15 great campaign mods you can install with one easy click from the workshop and get hours of fun out of. Subscribe! Track to Borealis. Track to Borealis by well-known modder Ethosaur is a short but also nothing short of amazing experience. It was created in 72 hours for an Episode 3 mapping competition, in which people recreated bits of that story in Half-Life 2. This is not only the best map out of that competition, if you ask me. It is the best Episode 3 mod we have today still, 7 years later. The playtime amounts to maybe 10 minutes, but it's really fun anyway. A Hero Once More 1 and 2. A little less known of a mod, this 2-part series is made by Marteen Frooninckx, who also made the great Half-Life 2 Downfall mod you may have seen on Steam before, and now works at Ubisoft. Both these maps were at one point made for a mapping competition, and now they make for great standalone maps that give you a little more Odessa Cabbage content. In the second part he even gets new voice lines by a talented voice actor.
Advance, Freeman. I'll stay put and secure the perimeter.
The first part is you escaping a prison, and the second one will feature you taking down Combine presence at a critical way of passage for boats. What I love most about these maps is not only the tie-ins into the Half-Life story, but also how you get to control a Combine mortar in the second part. A unique gameplay element I've only ever seen in this mod. Minerva Metastasis. Perhaps one of the most popular mods to ever exist, this mod was made by Adam Foster, who later got a job at Valve thanks to this mod. You are a rebel on a mission on a remote island. It features great level design, incredible visuals, and actually manages to get you invested in the little story it has. And when I say incredible visuals, there truly are some moments here that I'll never forget. This mod is, deservedly so, an absolute classic. This is a must play for any Half-Life fan. Forest Train. To anyone who has watched this channel for long enough, you will already be familiar with Forest Train by Jason Gimba. It features you on a mission to disable a Combine force field before a train full of refugees from City 17 passes through it. So this makes for a great alternate perspective of Half-Life story. Of the hundreds of mods I've played, this one remains one of my favorites, with great looks and clever level design and, as mentioned, a story that ties into the rest of Half-Life. Can't recommend this one enough. Arctic Rumble. Arctic Rumble, made by Ethosaur, starts with the player being informed about a Combine base in the Arctic by someone speaking at way too low volume.
We have something to show you.
After this, you fight your way through this Arctic base, featuring a short moment of wave-style defense. This map is very short, due to it originally being made for a mapping competition, as most of the entries here, but it's still very fun to play. Outport. Outport by Stract is the first map of theirs, according to the description. And if that's the case, which I have no reason to think they're lying, it's incredible what was achieved here. This map was also originally made for a mapping competition and features some great looking visuals. You play as a fisherman who suddenly goes John Wick once Combine come knocking on his door. This map feels a lot like the Antlion Guard boss fight area of Episode 2, huge open areas with all types of enemies to be found in them. It's very different from most maps, which is partly due to having what most would call issues in its level design, but I find it kinda charming in some way. It definitely holds up as a fun map. Mission Impropable. The only mod to be covered for a total of 3 times now on my channel is finally available on Steam. With the most stunning and diverse visuals in any mod I've played pretty much, the impressively great Mission Improbable by Magnar Jenssen remains one of the most well-known and greatest Half-Life mods there is. Just like Forest Train, it also manages to tie into Half-Life's overall story a tiny bit. The gameplay and specifically the combat are also absolutely classic in this mod. There's multiple super memorable moments in the about 1 to 2 hours of playtime it has. This mod seriously has no flaws. Whoopservatory. This mod is also made by Magnar Jenssen, who made Mission Improbable, but gets talked about way less. You are tasked to destroy Dr. Magnussen's personal project in an old observatory. This map will take you about 15 to 20 minutes and features a very unique puzzle element of a device that records your movements and replaces them. I have no idea how this was even done in Source. You also get some combat, and just like you get them in Mission Improbable, you also get some great looking environments. This is once more a nice different perspective in Half-Life story. Year-Long Alarm. Another mod you may have seen before on my channel. Year-Long Alarm by Chuck Wilson consists of multiple maps set in the forest and mines that perfectly reflect Episode 2's style and quality of level design. Story-wise, it's set between Episode 1 and 2, though that doesn't matter too much aside from the skybox looking more like Episode 1's, which makes for a great mix of aesthetics. This mod features a bit of puzzle, combat, and a boss fight at the end. It will last somewhere between 25 to 45 minutes for most players. It's definitely one of my favorite mods ever. Research and Development. Another mod that really doesn't need an introduction. Research and Development by mbortolino remains one of the best mods to date, specifically if you love puzzles. This mod will never have you holding a weapon, featuring minimal combat elements, and if it does, it's in very unique and fun ways. If you want to solve complex and creative puzzles and look at some awesome levels, you should check this one out. It has a playtime of about 2 to 4 hours depending on your puzzle solving skills. Freeman and Bob. This map was made by Klems for the Nostalgiaville mapping competition. In this map you will meet Bob. You will move through canals to find your way to a rebel base. Along this path you will fight enemies and, most importantly, solve puzzles with the help of Bob. This map features some really unique elements using the Send Your Squad button. This mod kinda has it all, so it's just a fun playthrough as a whole. Heavily recommend playing it. Power Tower. Power Tower, made by Skorly, is a short map that has you taking out a mini citadel set up by the Combine. This map has insanely good level design in terms of looks, atmosphere, storytelling and of course gameplay. The combat in this mod is really well made, and as you move into the tower you get a switch up of both episode 2 style areas combined with Citadel style, a rare sight. This map is also rather short, taking about 30 minutes on average, but it is a damn good mod. Must play. Resident Evil 2 Source. This is a very different style of mod, attempting to capture the feeling of Resident Evil in the Source engine. Gotta be honest, I didn't finish this mod, it isn't exactly my taste, but saying that, I see the appeal and can imagine tons of people enjoying this. If you enjoy searching for objects a lot and occasionally fighting enemies like man-head crows, you will have fun with this one. The looks of this mod are really detailed and unique. It has a very unique vibe that I only ever see in slightly flawed mods. It's very charming. The gameplay was kinda meh for me though personally. I spent over an hour just in the second of 4 levels looking for objects. If you beat it, let me and others know in the comments what the rest of it looked like. Beware that once you spawn, you will immediately be attacked. Tele Aqua. Tele Aqua by Ethosaur, just like many other mods, will have you taking out a Combine base. This one is set at a shore and is made using one of the most beautiful skyboxes in Half-Life 2 in my opinion. I love Source Engine sunsets. Most of this mod is set within the Combine base and you will fight your way to the core of this base in some well-designed combat spaces. The ending features a segment somewhat similar to the Nova Prospect teleporter in Half-Life 2, minus the turrets. This one is noticeably one of Ethosaur's older maps, but it still holds up. So if a 10 to 15 minute combat experience is what you're feeling like, check this one out. Overflow. For the not actually final entry, we have another one by Marteen Frooninckx. Overflow feels like you've taken a chunk out of episode 1, applied the fun and fresh feeling of episode 2 onto it, and sprinkled some follow Freeman into it, meaning it's really good. This map will last you a solid 15 to 20 minutes or so, and it features some unique, well-made environments that are on par with Half-Life 2's quality of level design. Alongside this, you get some unique combat interactions, one of them being that you get to control and shoot a Combine sniper. My only critique would be that it ends somewhat abruptly. A Strider's introduced and kills a few of your squad. Right before I thought we were gonna face it, the map just ends. Outside of that though, this map is awesome. I heavily recommend playing it, as with all entries on this list. Also, I lied. That wasn't actually the final one. I have 2 fun bonus maps that didn't make it onto the main list because their gameplay is pretty irregular from what you'd imagine from a Half-Life 2 mod usually. And because I need to hit that 8-minute mark, Rush Hour. If you're looking for a change-up, Rush Hour by Marteen Frooninckx once more is a wave-style combat map in an episode 1 type setting. This was once more made for a competition. It was about having a limited space to create the map. It's a pretty hard map, and it involves a secret that may make the battles a bit easier if you discover everything. The level design in this little map is really nice, and you've got Alex as your companion as well. It might also work as a training course of sorts to get better at combat, because it seriously is hard. So if you're in for something different, check this one out. Too Many Crates. Another map to change up the pace a bit, Too Many Crates by Kyle AKA The Awesome Possum, is a test of endurance. You are in a large warehouse filled with crates with a task to break as many of them as possible. That is basically all there is to it. There are 1,000 and somewhat crates, with nothing but your crowbar at hand. This is the ultimate attention span test to see if your brain is too fried by your favorite short form content app. Mine definitely is. So those were 15 great mods. In case you've played any or perhaps all of them, let me know which one is your favorite and why in the comments. Otherwise, thank you for watching.